Falcons are ready to match up with the Houston Texans. So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And off we go from Jacksonville. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. First down and more, Etienne. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
They go play action with Lawrence. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by Cameron Sutton. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Here's a diving catch right side. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. A carry here for Hunt, and he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Devon Hamilton able to get him for a loss of about 3.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. They'll complete this one to Collins. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll drop to throw. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now.
Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And Sharp hauls it in. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jones. And the Jags are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Lawrence giving to Etienne here on the option. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second down and goal. Lawrence under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Jonathan Grenard in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Here's Lawrence. Flush to his right. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marvin Jones there to make the grab. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. On the return, Walker. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
Second down and 5. They'll set up to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
He'll have a first down past the 40. Room here to run. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. A huge play there for Houston.
Well, if you pull up his college highlight reel, you will see no shortage of great throws, and here's one in his NFL debut for big yardage.
And this is going to be a big test early in his career. How accurate can he be on throws like this? If he keeps doing that, he's going to be just fine.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On second down, right back to Hunt. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. They'll set up a throw. Open man here is Conklin. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Touchdown, Texans! Kareem Hunt from 13 yards out. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now Lawrence. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on third down.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Lawrence. Man open, here is Jones. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Reed. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week one. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
A give right side now to Hunt. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a second and goal situation. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he's unable to make the play himself on second down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on third down?
Hunt. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Kareem Hunt. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Derek Rivers. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Forced out to his left. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Here's Logan Cook now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Here's Smith to return it. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, He's got second and third down to fall back on.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Got him in. It's Brashon Perriman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Another completion there. You know, we think about the draft back in the spring. He was selected, obviously, the #1 overall pick. There's great money with that, but, Charles, I would think maybe an extra burden, too, or is that not that big of a deal at all?
It actually is in the beginning of his career an added burden, but it's one of those things that if you play well, it becomes something that justifies why you were taken #1. You're fine with that. If you don't play well, it can be an albatross.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They go play action here on 1st down. This is caught. It's Cooks.
And he's going to have the 1st down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
It's caught left side by Cooks.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Fairbairn able to put this one through. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after their first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now back to throw. That's complete. It's Collins. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But if the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now a throw here, hauled in. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 18.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And it's caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side, and he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. On play action, Lawrence. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Hey. Let's go.
On second down, a run with Etienne. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. They go play action with Lawrence. That one complete. He finds Chark. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, 41 yards. And the Jaguars are back within a score. Extra point attempt to follow here. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. Boy, it's only a one-score game. Third quarter, mind you, but they're going to go for the onside kick right here. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. throw right side, taken in by Collins. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw here. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 12-yard line.
Boy, a lot of moving parts on this play, but what a nice design to leak the running back out to the left and send him down the field. And a good job spotting him and hitting him for a big play.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Dancing to his left. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. Touchdown! Kareem Hunt with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big connection on that one. 38 yards. Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in, because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching. And how about how he's picked things up?
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A shotgun snap, and again to ETN. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Steps away to his left. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Jaguars are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Eluding the pressure right. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne there to make the grab. And the Jaguars have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw here. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
And the Jaguars are right back in this football game. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Another tote for Etienne.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
48 yards on the ground for him so far.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Arnold. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll run with Etienne.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
He's back to throw. He'll get this off to Etienne. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Finds the open target, Arnold. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Back to throw. Buying time to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, over-excited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark.
And this is caught at the 20. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and a game winner in OT. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Jags,